So, Mr. Mondola, what are we going to do today?
On an ultra early morning, I mean, I think it's the first time I ever come to fly at 9 o'clock. Trying to have the Phantom Professional 4K for the maiden flight. You can see the new camera. Very nice. Apparently the quality should be on par with the GoPro. Some they say even better. Actually, what is nice is that it's a rectilinear lens. It's not a fisheye. So before we go with the GoPro, then you always said that annoying fishbowl. Now
no more curves in the video.
Finally a straight video. So you can see the gimbal comes already built in, so you don't have to attach anything. Like in the Phantom 2, you have to put it. You can see below, this is the vision mode, which apparently is very good for flying indoors. But we don't need that anyway. The nice part which I really want to say about DJI, they always make a nice progression. I remember the Phantom 1, which was if you look now, as ancient dinosaurs, very old piece of technology. Phantom 2 was a nice progression. Now finally they got it right. We hope so. Let's hope no flyaways or anything. And let's just see. Let's first mount the propellers. I like it, as always, the DJI is the...
It's a quick mount, right? As with the Phantom 2. And the batteries are different from Phantom 2 to the Phantom 3,
batteries.
Right?
Before we had the 3S batteries, now they put a 4S. So that would be like 14 watts, whatever. Same flight time. They should longer flight time. They say now 25 minutes or 23. Before with the Phantom 2 was having the same advertised time, but the moment when you had to put the GoPro and FPV for transmission and all the other parts, I never got more than 17 minutes on all.
So now it's all integrated. The mini light bridge.
Everything. So
have you opened the shell already to check what's inside?
Actually, I was thinking to do that, but I was like, what's the point? Because this time I don't have to open or put anything inside. It's just like flat. This is how you buy it, and you just go straight to flying. And the biggest change is they integrated the light bridge. So the whole control now is done through light bridge. And very important, you're always going to fly now with 2.4 gigahertz, which is actually an allowed frequency. So even if you're, let's say not, because you're not allowed to fly next to the airports anyway, but you're not worried anymore that somebody monitors the frequency and sees that somebody flies FPV with like 600 milliwatts. Sorry. Because that would be the only way they should do a nice FPV. Else you're going to be limited if you go with the legal frequency, especially in Switzerland, that we have the 25. If you get to 100 meters, that's brilliant. And this one, technically, theoretically, should go up to 2 kilometers, 1.2 miles. That's what they advertise.
Already tried?
No, not. This is the first flight. So let's see how it goes. Let's start it up. Let's pair it to the iPad. We look at the app, and let's take this baby up in the air.
Awesome.
Wow, that's full brightness. That's going to be fun. First thing, guys, make sure you get a mat cover, a
hood,
sunshade,
sun hood,
anything, because I have a very beautiful, ultra expensive mirror. Let's see what we're going to be able to see. The new Phantom comes with a mount for either phones. For the phones, you can actually reduce the distance from here, or for iPads or whatever tablet of your choice. Apple still rules. I'm expecting you're gonna cut that out.
I will.
Okay, so as you see, this time as a progression, you have 2 antennas. That's because of the light bridge that is being implemented. So not anymore the slow one. They made a huge progression on the transmitter. You see, it's not anymore the old flimsy one.
It looks solid, huh?
Very nicely built, actually. It's not. I mean, I know it's kind of funny to try to like.
But I see, when I look at the connectors, I see that if I compare it with the Inspired, there are more connectors on the Inspired than on this one.
Are they? What do you have in Inspired?
No. Do you have a HDMI out? No. You just have a USB. You just have 2 USBs, right?
Yeah, the USB for
updating and for connecting the iPad. Okay, so that's the difference, huh?
And straight the cables. What you see, you have. I haven't tried this one. It's apparently for the settings. That's to play your recording. Apparently, you can actually download the whole video from the app straight onto the iPad, so you don't need to use any more, card readers to transfer your videos. Apparently, everything should be here. I have no idea how it really works. We're gonna have a look at it afterwards. So apparently, the system is very simple. You plug in you have the USB port. Plug that into your tablet. Which actually I think it's amazing that you get a full HD video when you think it's live streaming.
Is it full HD? It's 720p, right?
That's what they say.
Right.
And I've seen that it is a latency. I mean, I read that in latency it's 290 milliseconds. You see like a blink of an eye, the difference between what's happening to what you get here, but let's be realistic, it's more than acceptable.
Digital transmission.
Yeah, but which is still great because I was always trying before for FPV to use the iPad and it never worked. You could never find anything to convert the digital signal for the iPad to work. This time these guys did it. I have no idea how, but it's the first time actually it does exist and apparently does a good job. And another buttons that you have, which is actually great, because before, I remember on the old Phantom, if I wanted to switch it, you only had the option to have full GPS ATI, and then it was either manual, but you didn't have the only way to engage fail-safe and come home was to pretty much shut down the transmitter. But now they've made their dedicated button for return to home, which is great, and they have two more other buttons over here.
So one is influencing the function of the camera, right? So you can switch between FPV and follow mode and such stuff, and one is resetting the gimbal, right?
I have no idea what it is.
No, it is. I think it's similar to the Inspire. Huh?
Yeah. So on that perspective, I think we're gonna use you to tell us what we can do more, because that one I don't know. As I said, first time I'm flying this one. So we're gonna start it up. First thing, guys, always in a new place, especially now we're in a new place. I mean, the Phantom was never here. Make sure you calibrate, because an uncalibrated compass is pretty much, I mean, you're asking for it. It's not gonna be a flyaway. It's just you being a totally RTFM. Okay. Hey, it even talks. That's kind of cool. Actually, I should give some internet to the iPad. Because like that you can actually see the map and exactly where you're flying.
So I assume that the weak RC signal warning is coming from the Faraday cage of the car. But now it seems to be perfect.
Okay, connected, so we have internet. We should be able to see the map very soon. Interesting, you have the latest firmware. It tells you status light, so it's on the GPS mode. I'm not sure if it tells me to calibrate, but we're still gonna go to the calibrate. And now I have no idea what the P-Opti means. RC mode 2, that's how the remote control is being set. Battery 90%, I made some firmware updates yesterday, so that kind of makes sense. Even transmitter you see was the battery level, which is great. So let's first calibrate it. Please start to begin. Funny, please start. Option, cancel, okay. Okay, interesting. Okay. On the X. Okay. Does it tell me what's the next thing I have to do? Aha! Look,
You need
and
to.
now the app tells you that now you have to actually do the...
Need
The app is gonna tell you which...
The camera needs to be looking downwards, I think.
one. In the calibration mode.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Is it
the Phantom is
calibrated?
never gonna fly like that. So, well, apparently we finished it.
Okay.
We have a green satellite here. The app doesn't say anything anymore. Yeah.
Okay.
And now, and you can toggle between, you have the map and you have the video camera, or a switch, you have the cam.
You can do a
a
lot of manual adjustments on the camera, right?
What are the settings? We're here. And image format, JPEG. Actually, I don't want JPEG. Yay! You can have RAW. That's good. Guys, don't bother with JPEG.
JPEG is for beginners, right?
You just lose tons of information. Video, yes. 4K, 24 frames. I think it's a bit too... Sorry, it's gonna give a bit of a too jello, so 30. Should be totally fine.
Right.
Non-style, okay. That's if you wanna have all this. No, guys, if you shoot RAW, just do all these things afterwards by yourself. Color, no. Shoot RAW. So what is more doing? Overexposure warning. Oh, that's cool. If you burn anything out, hey, exactly like my SLR.
You can even bring in the histogram, right?
Let's enable that as well. Ha! Perfect. Remember, always try to shoot towards the right part. Now you see we have, this is not a healthy histogram.
So any explanations on the histogram for the beginning photographers?
Okay, so pretty much you're always gonna have it slide in 5 sections, and 5 they go obviously from the extremes. So middle is the mid-tones you have, then it's the high highlights, the medium, sorry, that's the dark part. So you have the high highlights, the medium highlights, the normal exposure, then you have the dark and the ultra darkness. If you ever shoot anything, I wonder if you can, let me tilt the camera, you'll see how it changes. Right. Because now actually, this is an interesting point, because the pavement we have has a gray color, and you get like the ultimate gray, the 18% gray, and you see exactly everything is in the middle. So this looks rather nice, especially if you want to shoot a nice view and you don't want to have holes in your video or in your pictures. You can see the highlights warning. Let me go quicker.
So what does the highlights warning precisely mean?
There you go. Highlights means it's above what the sensor can record, and pretty much is dead space. So you're gonna have a pure white pixel, which means even if you go afterwards in post and you reduce the exposure of your picture, you're never gonna recover that information. Think of the highlights warning as lost information. That's placed in the pictures where you have absolutely no information whatsoever, it's just a waste of space. So in that moment, always try to reduce the dynamic range. Sorry, to increase the dynamic range by tilting it down. It's always easier to, afterwards in post, to overexpose, to bring it back rather than doing it rather than once you have highlight burns, information is by. And you can ruin a very beautiful picture by having a huge white spot in your sky. So make sure on that you never do it.
Excellent. Anything else to?
Always shoot raw. Shoot raw. Yes, a raw
so
picture.
we had that topic already a minute ago.
It's raw, no discussion. Okay, and that's about all. One thing which I noticed, actually, the app has a slider on how much time left you have to fly. Once you're gonna start, you're gonna have a little bit of a time here in minutes and seconds, and you already see that we use about 25%. Okay, of course you have that on the...
You can even show the capacity of the batteries, the single cells, right?
Ooh, yes, I've seen that.
I think you need to go into settings.
Was in here. Dun, dun, dun. Phantom mode, gimbal mode, follow.
Is it here? Right.
And you have like very healthy cells. I mean, wow, really?
0 times charged. So that's really your maiden flight today, yeah?
Yeah, but actually, how can you say that is the 0 time charge? Because when I charged the battery once, I'm telling you straight.
Some minor box.
Yeah.
Probably.
Or actually, if the battery wasn't empty, it was just about half, about 50%. So maybe it doesn't take into account.
Really as one, eh?
Yeah,
probably.
they still think like that. So,
okay,
let's go and see it. And what I like actually tells you how long time you have until you have to discharge the battery. Because storing a battery fully charged is gonna make tremendous damage. The easiest way to damage your battery, have it fully charged, leave it sitting for 1 month, then you're gonna have a very expensive piece of nothing. So make sure you always keep your batteries on the storage mode, which means you have to have about 50% of the charge left there. So don't store them on a full, because you're just gonna destroy your batteries very quickly. And the worst thing you wanna have, you're gonna go flying, you're gonna think everything is nice, and suddenly you're gonna see your drone just like falling down because it runs out of battery. It happens every time when you fly with lipos, it happens. And I destroyed several airplanes because of that. You think the battery is full and suddenly you're like, boom! And then you just enjoy the show because you can't do anything. So,
emergency landings, lots of emergency landings.
If the runway is close to you, but how often you fly above your runway?
Yeah, that's true. So still some icons left on the left side.
I have no idea what the channel on transmission on the video means.
No, I think on here, like that's setting of the home point, right? If it's
come to home.
No, it's the one that you're.
Hold on, let me click on
the one that you're pushing now. This is determining if.
No, but it says return to home and land.
Okay, so that's also a little bit different.
So that's the difference between Inspire.
Right, because on the Inspire it can take the transmitter as home point, because the transmitter is built in GPS, and I believe then this has not a built-in
Shouldn't it
GPS.
be the same transmitters? Because technically they say they're gonna the Phantom is gonna support follow me and orbit mode. And how can I do a follow me mode?
I think there are some minor differences, but I'm not so sure. And the one above, this is the auto takeoff.
That's
right?
the auto takeoff, which you're gonna use that one again. So if you're lazy, more or less, or if you're like, let's say, for example, if you're flying indoor, I'm not sure if the auto takeoff works indoors if you don't have the GPS, but it's a very nice, easy, lazy mode if you wanna start it, and if you're afraid that you start with too much forward pitch or anything, just like hit auto takeoff, you're gonna see the drone how it's gonna go up to. They say 1.2 meters. Last time I think it barely hit 1 meter, but still.
I mean, what I saw everything like programming, doing stuff, putting.
No, we
things
still
on,
have some stuff left.
It's nice what you can do actually, but can it fly?
Yeah, but it's an
We're
amazing.
here to fly, and you talk about things and stuff. I can't believe
It's an amazing video transmitter.
we just missed a table that we can do a cup of teas, and we sit there and like the British guy drink some tea and talk about things and stuff. It's nice. So that's it.
So,
Okay.
let's take
Thanks for the comment.
So let's take this baby up in the air.
No, not
Automatic
so
hover.
fast. We still have 1 point to go. So
Okay,
if you
which
hit
one?
on the Save to Fly GPS button, that is
Aha,
in
this
green.
one. I have no idea what this one does. Okay, so.
Just hit it, and then we see lots of parameters, right?
That's nice.
And this is for binding the RC. We see the aircraft battery. We see the temperature of the battery. And scroll a little bit down, probably.
Is there anything? Yeah.
You can
And on the card.
format the card. So as see, you still have the 16 gig
Yeah,
in.
they included, actually this time it comes, they included 16 gigabytes card.
Right.
Which actually 16 gigabytes is plenty enough. We can hit about an hour, I think, of a 4K,
Right.
more or less. I don't know.
And if you hit the digital transmission button, which is
Which one is that?
no, you need to close that. Just close it and then go to the controller symbol on the very top, right?
Okay.
And then you see a little bit more.
Okay.
So you could do the
gimbal
RC calibration, you can change the stick mode from 1 to 2, you can assign the buttons on the back of the transmitter, and you even see
Yeah.
you would even see the
CM2.
digital transmission quality, right?
Right here, visualization quality. I put to the max.
So obviously
Close
now
one.
we don't see anything as the Phantom is turned off.
Ah, and then I'm gonna see it here.
Right.
How it goes. Okay.
And this
And
is the battery.
level. We've seen that. That's the gimbal when you decide
Exactly.
how it goes. I actually had a question here. No, sorry. What is gimbal mode follow? What is this follow or FPV?
So FPV is pretty much stabilizing the gimbal according to your flying style. So as you would mount a camera which is fixed and not moving on the Phantom. So I mean, if you turn the Phantom, the gimbal slowly follows, right?
Yeah.
That's not FPV mode. That would be the follow.
Okay.
And if you fly FPV, it's necessary that you see the movements that you do in the camera, right? Otherwise,
so
the
it's gonna
camera, if you
ruin
would
everything what the gimbal
exactly,
does. more or
if you
less.
would tilt or roll, then the camera would still be very stable.
So it's like having it's not the gimbal. It's just like having the camera mounted, like the former.
Exactly. So you see really what your movements are. Huh?
Correct.
Good. So we
Okay.
covered everything.
It looks like. Let me bring the camera back up. And we'll give a auto start. Man, this is slow. I put it to be slow because I wanted to have a smooth, but like.
Yeah, but it's important. If it's fast, it doesn't look good, right?
So,
Oh,
takeoff.
really?
Yeah, we start. So, automatic takeoff. Okay, I'm 1.8 meters.
Not really, yeah?
Yep, that's for sure not 1.2. But let's do a bit of a distance around our place. Let's see the speed. Hey, that's faster than the Phantom before.